Lenny, thanks for coming over to see us today.
It's awesome being here. Thank you very much, Gary.
Oh yeah, you know it's these days, as we've been talking, you and I over the years about cloud services, what's becoming very apparent anymore is that it's no longer a question about if people want to go to the cloud. It's really a question of when and how. Being part of this great event, EvolveIP's been here 11 years. As you know, we just won the Cloud Service Provider of the Year.
That's awesome.
In this morning's session, and it's been just a great journey. One of the things that we've talked about over the years is that we have lots of really strong competitors, right? That compete with us in a lot of the single threads that we do back there, right? But we have nobody that competes with us when it comes to providing all the solutions. And there's some real key benefits that I think customers experience. And again, as we think about what we've learned this week about CX, the customer experience, right? It's about what is it that customers are really interested in. When it comes to cloud services, the one thing that customers are really interested in. So one of the things that we've learned in our experience in working with cloud providers is that there are four things that customers really want. They don't want to go through a long procurement process with multiple vendors, right? We've also learned that every time they bring another vendor in, they have to connect to that vendor, they have to secure that vendor, and they're really not able to leverage their buying power across multiple services. So if you accept the premise that this business about the movement to the cloud, the movement to the as-a-service model, the movement away from capital to operational expense, if you accept the fact that it's not an if but really a when proposition, then you also come to realize that every customer has a cloud strategy. And that cloud strategy is about lots of different things. It's about using the cloud for disaster recovery, using the cloud for unified communications, using the cloud for contact center, stopping the cycle of buying expensive PCs, but running their desktop services in the cloud on inexpensive devices like Chromebooks and iPads. Right? It's about moving their infrastructure to the cloud so that they're not the client that's waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to fix them. So if you accept that premise, right, that it's not about if, it's about when, and it's not about one solution, it's about multiple solutions, then EvolveIP's got a great solution for you and your customers. Right? Now, one thing that we've discovered is that when you're bringing a customer to the cloud, repeat that, it's not about if, it's about when, but it's also about how. And the how is defined by the questions that you ask the customer, right? Lenny, I know you've seen this because we've been putting the playbook out since 2013, and one of the things that we spend a lot of time training folks like you on is being able to ask the right questions. And it's interesting for those of us that have come from the communications space, asking people, hey, when do your carrier contracts renew? When's your phone system end of life? Are there any moves, adds, and changes? Are the questions that come very natural to us in terms of, do you need a UCaaS or SD-WAN solution? In addition to that, though, there are really some real simple questions that are not trick questions, like when are you going to refresh your servers and when are you going to refresh your desktops? And you'd be surprised how many CFOs will say, you know what, I've got 4 servers coming end of life. And then the natural response to that is, well, you can do what you did 4 years ago, only to have to do it 4 years from now, or we can together. If you ask somebody about when do you want to refresh your servers, right? And they give you an answer like, hey, I got 4 or 5 servers that are coming up that need to be replaced, then it becomes a matter of, before you do what you did 4 years ago and what you're signing up to do 4 years from now, perhaps we should look at a model that you're not replacing technology that has built-in obsolescence. So in essence, EvolveIP provides a great solution for people when it comes to unified communications, contact center as a service, desktop, DR, infrastructure, and all the services that surround it. So I'm hoping we're going to do a lot of good things together in 2019, Lenny.
We're
Really-
going to grow.
And I really appreciate you taking the time to come see us today.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you.